Hi guys, Brittany here. This time I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about alcohol. There is kind of a lot of things that I want to say about it, being what it does to your body and then also how to track it. And I thought that if I wrote this all up, it would be so much information that most people would just skim over it or not even read it at all. And I think it's really important information for people to know just in general. So this is what I have to say about alcohol. First off, I know that it is a very social thing to do. So I and the other coaches are not saying that you guys should take it out completely. Actually, we've been telling people that if it's something that you enjoy doing and you know that it's something that you're going to do your entire life, then it's better for you to keep it in your diet for right now in moderation and not take it out during this challenge, but learn how to incorporate that into your diet and how to track it. So, before you start slamming beers in celebration, I want to go over exactly what happens when you drink alcohol. So, I have my whiteboard here to help me out once again. So, go like this, lean back, that glare should go away. Awesome. All right, so here's a little bit of information for you. If you didn't know this, right, our macros, as you guys know, are protein, carbs, and fats. 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. A gram of carbs equals 4 calories as well, and then 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. Well, alcohol is actually kind of considered a macronutrient. Obviously, it's not one that we need in order to survive, so that's not included in your macros. But 1 gram of alcohol equals 7 calories. So your body is good at understanding what 4, 4, and 9 is, but it doesn't really understand what the 7 is. So when you drink alcohol, as a lot of you know, the alcohol goes straight to your liver, and your liver's job is to try to get it out of there as fast as possible. Your liver is like, oh my God, it's an invader, it's an toxin, we got to get it out of us. So what happens is when you're drinking your alcohol and if you are eating food, everything else gets put on the back burner. So that food that you're supposed to be using as like energy or fuel actually gets stored as fat because your body is too busy trying to get rid of all the alcohol. So that's something really important to consider if you're drinking alcohol like with your dinner. Actually, your body is not using that as fuel, it's storing it as fat, and nobody really wants that. By the way, side note, I just realized that Lug is in the background and you probably hear her snoring. So sorry about that. If you hear a weird noise, it's Lug. But back to the liver. So as I just mentioned, one of the jobs that your liver has is to get rid of any toxins. It also has a daily routine of getting rid of any excess hormones that you have. And one of the hormones is estrogen. But as I just mentioned, if you are drinking alcohol, then your liver's job is like, oh my God, I need to get this out. So what it does is instead of going through that routine of getting rid of the extra estrogen, it will then pump it back into your body and say, we'll focus on this a little bit later on. So now you have all this excess estrogen in your body, and when you have excess estrogen in your body and that is elevated, then testosterone goes down. So I know those are terms that everyone might not like completely understand, and that's something that we can go into a little bit more later down the road, but it is important for you guys to know that you don't want to have all this extra estrogen in your body, whether you are a male or female, and it can cause some problems. So like for this challenge or for the purpose of nutrition, it can cause weight gain or make it hard to lose weight. Something a little bit more serious is that it can cause some thyroid issues, which nobody wants as well. So now you kind of know what happens when you do drink alcohol. Like we said before, though, you can totally have it in moderation. So I know some people are going to be like, well, wine has like antioxidants in it, which it totally does. But if you're having more than 1 cup, really you're not going to be doing anything better for your body at all. So there are some things that I want to give you guys to think about that if you're going to have alcohol, what you can do. So one, definitely set a limit, okay? But you have to stick to that. A lot of times it could be really hard to say no to another drink after you've already had one. So if you know that's you, you might want to stay away from just having that one. Another thing that you can do is if you are going to drink, you probably don't want to be eating a ton of food with it because like I said, your body will then just store that as fat. So then make sure that you're eating beforehand, but you might want to have food that's high in protein and a lot of vegetables. So in case you do eat, you have some macros left over if you do have that slip up. Another thing is I know it's extremely social and I don't drink very much. So when I go out to places that are gonna have drinks and my friends are having drinks, I either one, bring my own drink like a LaCroix with me, or I'll ask the bartender to make some sort of mocktail so that I feel like I'm being included and I'm not just standing there with nothing in my hand. Now we go into how to track alcohol. Okay, so at my house, we have some 805s here because I live with boys and they like 805, and if I was going to drink a beer, that's what I want too. So it had a label on it, and I scanned the label, and this is what came up on my FitnessPal. So you'll see that it has the calories there. It's 141 calories for a can of 805, and in the carbs, it says that it's 15 grams, okay? So you have two options here. One, we can count this towards our carb macros, or we can count it towards our fat macros. If you are using it for your carb macros, you are going to take 141 and you're going to divide it by 4 because as I mentioned earlier, that 1 gram equals 4 calories for a carb, okay? If you do that, you will see that on my calculator, it's 35. So really, in one can, there is 35 grams of carbs and not the 15, okay? Or you can, like I said, use it towards your fats. And if you do that, if you remember correctly, the number is 9. So you're going to take 141 and you're going to divide it by 9 and you will get 15. Now, from here, you are going to have to create your own food, okay? Because you can't just scan it and plug it in there. As you can see, the numbers don't add up. So you're going to go and you're going to click Add Food. And then from there, you're going to click on My Foods. Ooh, you can see my reflection. There we go. Now it's all lit up, okay? Then from there, you're going to hit Create a Food. Then you're going to come up with this screen, and you're basically just going to follow that. You're going to put in whatever you had. I'm going to put 805. My description is going to be a beer. I'm going to say 1 serving size is a can. And then from there, I'll put in the serving, and it will continue on. Okay, so now every time you have a beer, you have that under the My Food section, and you're going to add that into there. And that is how you account for alcohol in your macros. I hope that helps you guys out. I hope it shed a little bit of light of what alcohol does to your body, and so you guys can keep that in mind later on. And then I hope that it also gives you the confidence that you can have some and yet still track it and still be on target. One drink, definitely not going to do anything, definitely not going to ruin your gains or anything like that, but obviously you don't want to go overboard with that because as you can see, there's some implications there. If anyone has any questions on how to track your alcohol or what it does to your body or anything like that, please leave any comments below or any questions below, and I'll get back to you guys. But that is it for now, and I will see you guys all later. Have a good rest of your day.